Welcome to LDSBooksReviews.com. My name is Ryan Daly, and today we're going to get started with a good softball throw here. We're going to go ahead and review the teachings of the prophet Joseph Smith. Now, the teachings of the prophet Joseph Smith, just to give you a little bit of background, was originally published in 1938. It was compiled by Joseph Fielding Smith. I'll give you a little bit of background on the editions that are currently available, give you my general review, and my scoring, and then I'll tell you why. So currently, right now, there are two editions of the teachings of the prophet Joseph Smith that are available. This edition is the scriptural teachings of the prophet Joseph Smith, and then there is just the teachings of the prophet Joseph Smith. It looks very similar to this, but it is a blue softcover edition. This hardcover scriptural teachings is more expensive, obviously, than the softcover teachings of the prophet Joseph Smith. And the only real difference is that the red edition, the hardcover edition, comes with verses and notes and citations as the prophet would speak and made reference or passing reference or quoted from the scriptures. They've gone through and added the scriptural references. And that's done by a man named Richard Galbraith. That was done, I think, somewhere in the early 80s, maybe mid 80s. As for the difference between the two editions, I actually recommend the blue copy. It's more affordable, it's more accessible, it's more available at like DI for $2, and it has all the core content that you need. I use the scriptural teachings, but I've never actually used the notes or citations, and I think it's actually a distraction. As for rating, I give it 5 stars. Now, before you roll your eyes and you totally assume that I've done that because I'm a Josephite and I just, anything with Joseph's name on it, I give it 5 stars. Let me explain why a little bit. The teachings of the prophet Joseph Smith go through Joseph Fielding Smith had gone through and compiled all these critical elements from his teachings and sermons and lectures and his writings, and really took out just the gems and put them and made them readily accessible. As Joseph Smith, during the Restoration, received revelations early on, many of them were included in the Doctrine and Covenants. But after that, you'll notice that the implications or the inclusions in the Doctrine and Covenants dwindled over time, and most of his doctrinal insights were revealed through sermons and discourses, chit-chats and experiences that he had, as well as journal entries. So with that being said, there's significant, powerful teachings that are here that also help us better understand Joseph as a man and in his personality, as well as his doctrinal direction and the implications that you kind of understand where Brigham and Parley get their doctrinal drive from. So it's critical. I think it's a required reading for every member of the church. When missionaries come to me and ask for books outside of the canon that they would like to prepare for their missions, I always recommend a good base is Teachings of the Prophet Joseph Smith. And again, I recommend if you're around a DI, going to DI. Every single week there's at least a couple of copies there for $2. You don't need to run a Deseret Book, which is currently the only place that publishes and distributes it, and spend a full retail copy of it. You can get the cheap softcover, and the content's phenomenal. Now, I do believe that this is required in everyone's library. Also, with that being said, though, the way that it's read, if you're not a scriptural or doctrinal reader, the best thing is that these are small clips, small insertions. So it's actually a great bathroom book. So go get yourself a cheap copy out of DI, keep it in the bathroom, and every time you're in there, read a couple of pages. You're going to find them to be extremely insightful, extremely interesting, and you're going to grow in the breadth and knowledge of the gospel, the restoration, and the concepts that Joseph Smith taught. More importantly, this book is proving to be more critical or more accurate than we might have previously thought. Oftentimes, there's this concept in the LDS culture that the church filters content. What we're finding with the printing of the Joseph Smith papers is that this actually contains already the key best elements of Joseph Smith's writings and journals and sermons. We're finding that what's happening is if someone were to take the Joseph Smith papers at the end of this project and create a best of, it's going to be this book. So again, 5 stars, go for it, love it, thanks. And of course, as usual, to get a more detailed review of the book and its contents, see ldsbookreviews.com.